Hello. Um, I really don't know why I'm doing this. Other than that, I just watched a couple of videos on YouTube, and there's a certain genre of camping. Now, I'm big into bushcrafting, by the way. I like the bushcraft, and bushcraft is like rough camping. In other words, if you don't shoot it, you don't eat it. If you don't boil it, you don't drink it. If you don't carry it, you don't have it, that kind of thing. I do enjoy bushcrafting a little bit, so just for giggles, there's some of my gear up in here. My tents over here, and backpacks, and some other stuff. Cook gear and camping gear, sleeping pads. And normally, when you go bushcrafting, you don't take coolers with you, because it's like there's no real reason for it. Because again, you know, no, if you don't carry it on your back, you don't have it. Um, some of the gear I actually usually wear, I don't always wear two canteens or all of that. I don't usually carry two saws. I got my whatever that is, my Gerber over here. Oh, that's a Baca saw. I don't normally carry that, but my number one tent shelter thing is my Basha tarp. Basha is actually acronym. It stands for, I think it's funny, it stands for British Army Standard Housing Accommodations. Because in other words, the British Army, when those fuckers go out, they get a tarp, and that's it. Just a bag of rope and stuff. But anyway, I guess the point of this is that there's a lot of these survival camping type things, and some of this is just it just gets stupid. I mean, these are I prefer the YouTubers that are more realistic. For example, Survival Russia, Dave Peterson, i.e., Really Big Monkey One, Survival Lily, Girl in the Woods is kind of fun. She's a little wacky and whatever, but she's good. But like I said, Survival Russia, Really Big Monkey, Dave Peterson and Lars from Survival Russia, and his wife, Mrs. Survival Russia, and his little daughter, like 7, 8 year old daughter. He calls her the Pink Ninja. Anyway, the thing about some of these YouTubers have the right idea about things. For example, survival. What do you do in a survival situation? Well, number one, the first rule of survival is do not put yourself in a situation where survival is an issue. If you're doing it right, if you do it right, then you shouldn't need any real survival techniques. The first thing you need to do is, number one, don't put yourself in that situation. But we find ourselves in those situations once in a while. Let's see what's going on here. Mustangs, as you may or may not be aware, are not very good in the snow. Big fat tires on the back, and all the weight is in the front where the motor is, the engine is. But I live in Minnesota, so it's very reasonable that I could get caught in snow. So there's a little snow shovel. I wouldn't shovel my driveway with that damn thing, but you know what? It will work in a pinch to help dig my ass out. I have obviously a milk crate in here, jumper cables. Here's like a little emergency. There's an emergency blanket, fire starter, candle. This is actually an old shower curtain. And I think I got a couple garbage bags rolled up in there. There's a hoodie. There's obviously cordage. You always want to have some cordage, some rope with you. That's just paracord, like about 50 feet of paracord. This little stick here is actually just to keep the thing from sliding around in the trunk. Extra pair of gloves, that kind of thing. There's one of those wind-up flashlight things. This little extra eye scraper. So in other words, I don't have food and water and stuff in there. You know why? Because, it's going to take days for you to starve to death. But at the same time, hey, if there's snow or something like that, I could make a fire. I can boil some water or whatever, or at least make a signal fire or something on the side of the road. Hey, look, a state trooper or somebody driving down the road, they're going to call 911. There goes some assholes building a fucking fire on the side of the road. What the fuck? So, hey, mile marker 42, pick my ass up. They're not going to give you they're not going to give you a ticket or whatever because because you lit a fire on the side of the road. Even if they do, it's better than goddamn freezing to death. Anyway, I'm just a little frustrated with a lot of these YouTuber folks that get out there and go, well, I've got my bug out bag. Bug out from what? Or SHTF bags. It basically means shit hits the fan or whatever. Really? Like, okay, fine. If a zombie apocalypse breaks out, you and your little goddamn bug out bag in your bug out vehicle aren't going to help. Put it this way, I don't know. I just think it's more of a fantasy than anything else. But at the same time, as I demonstrated with my little baby here, and by the way, there's a similar box in my. Actually, it's a old grocery basket from a Cub Foods that I ripped off. It's got basically the same thing, just a warm, extra set of gloves, extra pair of socks, something to light a fire with, something to signal people with, kind of common sense shit, And at the same time, if the shit did hit the fan, what the fuck? You brought a knife to a cruise missile fight, for fuck's sake. I don't know. I just think it's ridiculous that so many of these YouTubers are out there doing these, survivalist kind of things, and it's like, no. Look, here's the deal. Like with bushcrafting, you go out there and you practice your skills. You practice how to light fires, without matches, using ferro rods, magnesium, flint and steel. Bow drills, which I have no idea. I know how to do it. I've tried. That is a skill that you really need to learn if you want to make a fire with just, sticks, wood, and rope. That's it's a lot harder than it looks. I mean, some of these guys make it look real simple, but it's not. I mean, I fumbled around for like 8-10 hours the other week, and I couldn't even get a goddamn spark. So something I'll work on just for giggles. But the point is that it's just kind of stupid that people think that they can watch a few YouTube videos, or that they can maybe they've done certain things and they know how to do certain things, and God bless you for that. But at the same time, really, when are you ever going to need to do that? There's nothing wrong with, just toss a Bic lighter in your glove box, and at the same time, your Bic lighters don't always work, especially in the cold in the wintertime, or if they get wet, things of that nature. So I have a backup. So everything that I carry with me in terms of a survival type situation is just, the bottom line is, don't put yourself in that situation, but sometimes if you are, have the basic tools necessary to get the hell out of it and get help for you and others. That's the whole point. I don't carry all this shit with me, cordage and fasteners and stuff, and I have to carry all that stuff. When I go out somewhere, when I go out on a bushcrafting trip or something, then I'm very selective about what I bring. But the bottom line is, I don't know, this whole survival thing is just irritating the fuck out of me. And there's a lot of these more popular YouTubers that, even guys like Joe Robinette, Joe Robinette or Luke and Susie from Outdoor Gear Review and stuff, they get suckered into doing these survivalist bug out type videos. Why? Because everybody goes, whoa, what's your bug out bag? What do you have in your bug out bag? I don't have a fucking bug out bag. What the fuck? If there's a goddamn zombie apocalypse, here's my advice for you. Number one, if you think that's actually going to happen, invest in shotgun shells, canned goods, and body bags. You'll make a killing, okay? At the same time, look, I don't own. I'm a shooter, I enjoy firearms, but I don't own any firearms. I don't think, in my opinion, it's not right for private citizens to own firearms. So if you're active duty law enforcement or military, fine. Obviously, you can have access to weapons, but if you're just a private citizen, you don't need that. And besides, the zombie apocalypse, give me a fucking baseball bat. Give me a baseball bat. Dude, I'm not going to shoot my neighbor for a goddamn gallon of gasoline. And at the same time, these survivalists, if the shit hits the fan and you got to bug out, get away from the cities. Bullshit. That's stupid. The cities are where you're going to find the most resources. Your average office building has enough goddamn water in the toilet tanks to keep you and your family hydrated for weeks. Number one, I don't know. It's just ridiculous. I just get so tired and frustrated of all this YouTube bullshit about bug out bags and survival skills and everything. The fuck. The number one thing, the only tool you need in a survival situation is your fucking brain. Remain calm and return fire. All right. That's the end of my rant. This video was sponsored by some company that's not even going to pay me a damn thing.